honestly, the best assistants I've found have been through.
So the big question is, what are top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? To get the answers, we interview top real estate agents to learn their secrets to success. Listen, we believe every agent should make a minimum of $100,000 per year, and we're on a mission to make this happen. We've already helped over 100 agents achieve this with our coaching. So if you want to fast track your business growth, get to your first $100,000 in GCI or add another $100,000 in GCI using social strategies, then head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com, or you can just click the link in the description below. Also, just make sure to follow us, hit that subscribe button, and if you get any value from this at all, please tell a friend and leave us a review. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
On the topic of time management, I want to roll us into your second topic.
Yes.
Which is helpful with time management, which is hiring an assistant.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to open this up with a question because, as Peter said at the beginning of the show, we have done this a lot now. And we've interviewed also a lot of people. And there is a certain number, and I want to see if yours is the same. We will reveal. There's a certain number that you tend to hire at with regards deals per year, give or take, where you kind of hit that threshold. What was the number you were doing per year, or what would you recommend when you made your first hire?
Okay. Yeah. What was I at? I was probably at 11 or 12 million.
Do you know how many deals is that?
That's half of 60.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Probably like 30-ish. Mm-hmm.
Yes. It has been confirmed. The magic number, I think it's close to 30, but most people go between 25 and 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 30 deals a year. It's like hire someone every 30. Honestly, we've done hundreds of interviews at this point. It's always 30 every single time. We swear to God, there's some weird like magic real estate god who's just told everyone at 30 deals, you're going to reach burnout.
And do this yourself.
Everyone hires at 30. So now we've unpacked that for our listeners who haven't listened to the other 200 plus episodes. Hiring an assistant, walk us through how that went for you. Recruiting, hiring, training, onboarding. Was it hell? Was it great? Are they great now?
I have so much respect for HR managers now. Like, oh my God.
Now we find out they're not doing a complete shit job behind our backs.
Right. I was like, what are you doing? What do you do? We're working. No, oh God, yeah. It's oh my gosh, it's so hard. It was really hard. And my coach was always really into doing like Indeed.com. Oh my gosh. I found that more challenging. She really recommended, she was very traditional and formal and very by the book on how she thought I should hire somebody, which was fine. So I was doing those routes, but I'm learning a lot. You're learning a lot about yourself when you're trying to hire people. Doing personality tests, got to have everybody do those DISC assessments. I went through probably 5 or 6 assistants.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I had one, so I would do that route, and then it really wouldn't work out. And honestly, the best assistants I've found have been through word of mouth, just been through other agents in my office. One of my first really good ones, she was the daughter-in-law of an agent in my office, but she was also like supporting another team full time, and then supporting me, and I alone was doing the same amount as that team. So she was trying to sell a little bit too. So that, didn't work out. So I'd go back through, try to do the Indeed thing, I'm just not that formal. Like I tried, I'm like, oh, it didn't work. And then I ended up hiring an agent down the hall from me, her daughter, who lived in another city and she worked remotely. Her daughter was like my daughter's age, but my daughter could not work for me. It just would never work.
Yeah.
But I could hire her daughter and tell her what to do, and then she would do it. She would listen to me. Amazing. That assistant was amazing. She was kind of the opposite of me. She didn't want to be in the front. She didn't want to be in the limelight. She liked being organized. She loved detail. She worked remotely. I had her for about a year and a half. She helped me get to another level. 100%. And so she now went on to a corporate job with insurance and all of that. So I have another gal who I, again, found through word of mouth, through our office. And she's just as good. She's very good.
What are some of the characteristics or some of the skill sets that you're looking for when you go and you hire an assistant? Now that you've actually gone through a few, so I'm assuming you can kind of pick out a bad apple before a bad apple is known to be a bad apple, and kind of vice versa.
I would hope so. Somebody who's patient can actually work for me. I need somebody who really can take the job and run with it and don't just tell me you can. But I've had an assistant who I would tell her something to do, and then she'd give me the job back. I'm like, no, I just gave you that job. Do not give it back to me.
That's not my job. That's yours.
I need somebody who can just problem solve. Go figure it out. My oldest daughter is actually a teacher. She's like, God, Mom, you could never be a teacher. And I said, I know, I can't. So knowing a lot about yourself is super important. And I know that I need you to just go figure it out. Take the bull by the horns, not be afraid to make phone calls. I'm probably a little old school in that way, where pick up the phone call, stop with the emailing, just get it done. Get to the point.
Do you mean like with like direct communication with your clients or leads or?
Clients, title, lenders, whoever. I need them to not be afraid to do that. They need to know how to speak, know how to handle themselves professionally.
So for you, it was like almost like fierce independence. It just makes me think that I can understand, because that is not something I would say that's found a ton. Like usually there has to be more of a strict regimented onboarding to have more success from what we've seen. Like when we hire, it's like onboarding's key, because finding that like ruthless independence, like go figure it out mentality. The thing is what we've seen, that mentality usually lives with the entrepreneur, which is people like you who then want to go off and do their own thing. So then you kind of have a churn issue from what we've seen. When if you find people who are happy, who are detail orientated and like want that kind of stable career, but they tend to not be that whole go figure it out type person. Do you know what I mean? So we have to have really strict like SOPs and onboarding and templates and guidelines. And it's like, but when they're in.
Yes.
There's still problems there. It's just there's such different personalities to deal with. And the thing that we've run into, it's like hiring that person who is like, go out and figure it out. They're amazing and we always want to help them. And the problem is after a year and a half, 2 years, and then they're like, we're going to go do it ourselves. It's like, fuck, we've got to start the process again, man.
Sure. No. Yeah, totally true. Detail oriented is huge. Likes lists, likes the regimen,
routine management, all this stuff. Contracts, loves paperwork. I don't know where those freaks live, but they exist. We've hired them. I just love paperwork, and I'm like, over here, come over here. Peter, when he was selling, what was it? You were like, the TC was working with someone else, and he was like, dude, this woman's amazing. She loves paperwork. And I'm like, it doesn't exist. And he's like, no, seriously, dude. She loves paperwork. I need to hire her as soon as possible.
Right. So I have put a lot of that in place. Like my assistant right now is creating a huge manual for that exact reason. Like every step, like every time she learns something, like put in the manual. So that at least there's something totally written out, so we have process, we have a system. This is how we do everything. So that's like an ongoing working document that we have, so that the next person, because eventually, this person will leave and that'll be the next person.
Right. Which actually brings us very nicely on to your third and final topic. Oh, and by the way, you might not have known this. We've already helped over 100 agents cross over $100,000 and up in GCI per year with our predictable and scalable systems. So if you're interested in learning more about our courses and coaching to help you scale your business to 6 figures and beyond, head over to go.eliteagentsecrets.com.